Let's get physical to supersize you. Welcome to day 152 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Today we are talking about, and all this month we're focusing on our physical health and well-being. One more sip of coffee for my physical health and well-being and energy. So we're going to do a couple things today. We're going to talk about and define for you. You're going to define for you. I define for me. What is physical health and well-being to me? Is it energy? Is it how I look when I look in the mirror? Is it how I feel? Is it how my clothes fit? Is it I feel healthy and vibrant? Whatever it is for you, we're going to define that today. First and foremost, I think when we look at each of these different areas of the life framework, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, communication, contribution, and confidence, we have to decide what that looks like and what that means and what that feels like for us. Nobody can decide it for us. I know, lots of personal responsibility in this challenge. Who knew? So first and foremost, define what it looks like for you. For me, it looks like I have plenty of energy to do the things I want to do as I go about my daily life and businesses and things. And so I have energy to hang out and play with and play in a fun way and an engaged way with my granddaughters. Granddaughters, 3. Awesome. So think about and define that today. All this month, we're focusing on the physical aspects of us. Why? Because if you've ever had any sort of health challenge, if you've ever given birth, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever had any illness or sickness, if you've ever had a cold, flu, COVID, what's pretty much everybody had now. You know, when I was a kid, we had mumps, measles, chicken pox, all of the little childhood diseases, because would get vaccinated, and then lo and behold, we'd still get it, but we'd get a mild version of the disease or the little illness. But it didn't kill us, so that was always a good thing. So physically, excuse me, I need my magnifying glass a little bit. Our physical body, and I think you know this, powers everything. And if we don't have our health, everything else in our life stops, and we focus on getting our health back. I had a death experience at age 50 because I had a whole lot of stuff in a bunch of areas of my life going on that I had decided was bad for me, definitely. And I ended up having a sudden cardiac arrest. So guess what happened? I was in the hospital in a coma, and my personal life was on pause because I got revived in one of my businesses. The person working there that night thankfully knew CPR and could keep me going till the emergency people got there. But we never know what's going to happen, right? And we've all had illnesses before. I had to have, even when I was in corporate America, I had 2 babies. So that happened. And that is definitely a life-changing physical experience. I don't know if there's anything men go through that could even compare to that, because it's 9 months of things happening in your body that you had no idea could even happen, much less that your body was that flexible and could stretch. I'm like 5'1". So pregnancy for me, I think I was as big around as I was tall when I had my kids. But everything bounces back, right? We can, no matter what happens, we can always fix it. We can always solve it. Everything is figure outable, including health challenges and physical challenges and things. Now, I also in my 20s had an episode where I had a whole lot of systemic things going wrong with me, and the doctors couldn't figure it out. But I'll talk about that sometime this month. So our physical well-being and health affects every other area and aspect of our lives. Have you noticed the theme here where one thing impacts every other thing about us? Yeah, because they all do. We are complex human beings, and everything is interrelated. And so the reason I separate it out is so we actually consciously be aware of each of those areas, at least for a month during the year, so that no area gets neglected. Because what happens if any area gets neglected? Bad things can happen to us, right? We can drop over dead. We can get in accidents. We can attract things we don't want into our life because we're like little magnets. Whatever we're putting out into the world comes back to us, usually tenfold, and hits us like a ton of bricks. You can build wealth, you can build relationships, you can build whatever you want. But if your health is impacted, none of it matters. I mean, think of all the famous people that had everything and then committed suicide, or the other way, had everything and got an illness that ended up killing them. I think Steve Jobs, right? All the money in the world was not going to save him from his cancer. So physical health, it affects our mentality, it affects our energy. And guess what? Everything is energy. So we need to protect and build our energy at every turn possible. So what are we going to do today? We're going to rate ourselves. Whoop, there went my rubber band. On a scale of 1 to 10 for different components and elements of energy. Or not energy, of physical health and well-being. So let's look at energy on a scale of 1 to 10 and just average over right now, you know, a week or something. What do you think your energy level is? Second, look at your pain or discomfort level. Do you have pain or discomfort anywhere in your body? We're going to talk about that this month, and I will give you a great resource for dealing with that. I'm super interested in chronic pain because I had chronic pain in my 20s. I'll share that story then. And my son and daughter both have chronic, and my son-in-law, they all have chronic pain based on injuries. They were like big sports people, snowboarders. And in that sport, you take some hard falls. And then my son-in-law also had an accident to his neck, and he dislocated his shoulder a couple of times. Yikes, right? So pain is a big deal. Guess what? We're in pain. Are we functioning at our highest level? No, because the pain signal is the biggest thing that gets in to us. So if we're feeling physical pain in our body, it impacts everything. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your discomfort level or your physical pain? We're not talking comfort zone. We're talking actual physical pain. And then where in your body are you feeling it? And I'd say give it a number, 10 being the worst, 1 being a non-issue. But pick wherever you might feel pain. I used to get migraines like every day for about 3 years. I haven't had a migraine in, I guess I had a little bit of a headache the other day, but nothing like that. Those were like an 8 to a 10. I literally had to be in a silent, dark room until it passed. It was really crazy. That was back before they gave you all these miracle drugs and injections and things for migraines nowadays. What's your fitness level? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your fitness level? Sleep quality, how well do you sleep? Nutrition quality. If you're eating a bunch of processed food, give yourself a 9. I just said it right out loud. It's totally true. And how I know is because I usually eat really, really well. And every once in a while, I'll be busy on a project or something, and I will get lazy, and I will just eat whatever's there. And usually that could be things that aren't great for me. So during those phases, I give myself a 9 because I'm doing not so good with respect to nutritional quality. But other times, I try to make sure I'm at a 1 or, well, a 3 or a 4. I'm going to say 3 or 4. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. It's 3 or 4. I mean, the only way I think I could get to a 1 is if we grew all our own food, etc. Not going to happen. So, and then take all of that and give yourself an overall rating, because at the end of the month, we're going to look at it. I didn't write mine down last time, so I'm going to make sure I write mine in my notebook this time, so at the end of this month, we can go back and look at that. We're going to go back and look at it, so please do it. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself so that you know, and it's your assessment, so you're the one that's going to judge us. If you're a 9 or an 8 on everything, put that down. Doesn't give you much room to improve, but we can always improve, because even if we're a 10, we can continuously improve, because the world around us is always changing, as are we, as we age and as we change and as we grow and we learn more. So that's our assignment for today. That is our action item, is rate yourself on each of these different components of physical health and well-being, and know what your definition of physical health and well-being is. My definition for physical health and well-being now that I am 66 years old is different than it was when I was 6, 16, 26, 36, 46, 56 even, and 66. Although 46, not so good. 50, dead. 55, 52, excellent. Probably in the best shape, best health of my life at 51, 52. Then I had to have eye surgery. Long stories. Not even worth chatting about. So what are we going to do today? We're going to share our number 1 through our overall number, not any individual one, because maybe you have tons of energy, but your sleep quality is not very good. Or maybe you exercise every single day, but you eat some junk food a lot. So none of us will understand what the number actually means. Only you will. And it's just for your reference, so you can go back and check on it. And then share one thing that you commit to improving this month. I commit to improving my emphasis on daily exercise. I hate to admit if that's something I've let slip as I've been involved in a coaching program. And that is not okay, because I need that time for my brain to think and for my body to recharge and for me to have the energy I need to do the thing that I'm wanting to do in the first place. All right, that's it for today. If you have any questions, hit me up and ask. This is literally my 9th year in a row doing it online, a physical challenge for the month. But from 2010 on, I've done a physical challenge every year. So how long is that? 16 years? That's a long time. This is my 16th year, 2010. So 2011, I did it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 plus 6 is 16 years. Wow. All right. If I can help you in any way, ask. Always have an amazing day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.